Hello and good evening. My name is Don Shanahan, and this is Every Movie Has a Lesson, the website that specializes in film review from a teacher's point of view, focusing on the life lessons that every movie can teach, because to me, every movie has a lesson. This is my second ShowMe video movie review. I think I'm going to start calling these the movie classroom, seeing as how I get to kind of play the teacher role here. Tonight we have The Grand Budapest Hotel by director Wes Anderson. Alright, let's get into this. The Grand Budapest Hotel is the newest film from director Wes Anderson. He is a young Texas filmmaker that a lot of people have liked for a long time, since the movie Bottle Rocket, and a few other things in between, the Royal Tenenbaums. Oh gosh, you can name lots of things. The Fantastic Mr. Fox, Rushmore. I was never much of a Wes Anderson guy until 2 years ago with Moonrise Kingdom. I always found his movies to be a little bit over my head, a little too artsy and strange for their own good. Don't even ask me to try to wrap my head around the aquatic life of Steve Zissou or the life aquatic, whatever he happens to call his stuff. But I tell you what, I was really sold on the guy from Moonrise Kingdom 2 years ago, and I think he's really onto something because he's starting, I think, to find the right tone and level for his quirk. This time around, the Grand Budapest Hotel stars Ralph Fiennes as the kind of central figure of comedy, the central figure of focus. He is Gustav H. He is the concierge of the Grand Budapest Hotel, the hotel of the title. It takes place in a fictional Eastern European alpine country. It's a fine hotel set in the 1930s, and we get to hear this story a little bit through the voice of a little guy by the name of Zero Mustafa, who plays the lobby boy that is the in training with Ralph Fiennes. If you've seen the trailer and you see the plot, you know where this is going. But those are just the two lead guys that get the most time in a huge cast of characters that you can see between the poster or the trailer. You have Jude Law, Tom Wilkinson, Adrian Brody, Jeff Goldblum, Willem Dafoe. The cast is endless. They all have their fun parts. They all have their fun roles. As usual, you're going to see regular Wes Anderson types like Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, Jason Schwartzman. They all have their good time. But I tell you what, your story centers around Ralph Fiennes and Tony Revolori. Tony Revolori is a good young actor who's come around here. He's of Guatemalan descent, but he plays an Indian in this movie. And the comedy between these two, as mentor and mentee, is absolutely hilarious. The Grand Budapest Hotel really surrounds a lot of the dark comedy. It's a great little caper film. It has a lot of intrigue, good fun. I really enjoy the twists and turns. You can read my review in full at everymoviehasalesson.com. I just kind of wanted to give you a thumbnail here. I score my movies on a scale from 1 to 5, and I gave the Grand Budapest Hotel a 5. I thought it was just as good as Moonrise Kingdom was 2 years ago, and something that is definitely, arguably, easily so far the best movie so far in 2014. I think it's a shoo-in for an Oscar nomination in Best Screenplay before the year is out and the award season gets going. I'm not sure if I'll see a better written movie this year. I'm that confident that something like this just has such a dynamite script. With my website, I like to focus on the lesson, so that's where we're going to go next. Alright, let's do this. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 1 in the Grand Budapest Hotel surrounds the idea of the competitive aspect of financial inheritance. And I can't spell, so this is why we get to be a teacher and go back in here and get these fun there we go, aspect of financial inheritances. Now, where this is going is, I have to be a little bit bland here and speak around where this is going. The two big conflicts in this movie surround a rich widow that has passed away and left a piece of her fortune to Gustav H., which leads a lot of people to think he swindled her, leads a lot of people to think he might have killed her, especially because she turns up poisoned. The old lady's played by Tilda Swinton in a fun little role. And the idea is there's a squabble over the estate of the lady, and it's something that is definitely part of the conflict of the story. The competitive aspect is the idea that there's always this self-advancement and ungrateful family that want to get a leg up and the buzzards of greed kind of come around when people pass away, and it makes for good dark humor in this movie. But we know in real life there's definitely some jerks out there that are just looking to get their pocket lined by the death of old people. It's played for laughs in this movie, but it's definitely a lesson that you can kind of pick out. Lesson number 2, let's see if I can do this without erasing this time, but hey, that's why it's a classroom. Lesson number 2 is remembering, big word, let me write here, is remembering and experiencing a decline of greatness. Let me kind of wax poetically about where this is going. Obviously, the huge central setting of this movie is the Grand Budapest Hotel. We meet this story in the 1960s, which acts as the present day. The hotel is in decline. It's not as very popular. Its old-fashioned charms just don't kind of carry the same weight and luxury that the public is looking for nowadays, much like a lot of old hotels in even any country, including our own, where the posh new digs of Wi-Fi and this and that really grab people more than the old school treats and the old school amenities. So there's this hotel that we meet in the 60s in decline, but we get to see it in its heyday in the 30s, and by seeing this grand, gorgeous place, which was filmed in a abandoned shopping mall in Germany, which is amazing when you realize that a shopping mall was turned into this outstanding set in this film, you realize that there is a lot of the, things aren't as good as they used to, and those people who lived during the time of greatness remember it fondly and never really forget that decline of greatness, and how a place that was great has gone down, but they always prefer to remember the good times. Another way that this lesson segues is the idea that people, I think, have it too. I think we all have our own prime in our lives where we are the best and we are the greatest we'll ever be, and at some point we turn into, an older, slower, different version of what we used to be, and where we don't quite have that hitch in our step anymore. I think a lot of people dismiss the elderly and think, oh, they're just some dumb old man or slow old woman, and they don't realize that those people you see that are old used to be greater, better, and more vibrant than we see before us now. So I think this decline of greatness goes with people and goes with a place when it comes to this movie. The last lesson, and as you know from this series, even though this is just the second try, I like to try to keep my lessons to 3. The last lesson is the effect of impressionable. Let's see, this word gets spelled right for a change. Impressionable and influential mentoring. This movie is a hoot and a riot when you get Ralph Fiennes wound up and going. There is an endless commentary of notes and advice and direction that he gives Zero throughout this film about being a good person, being a darn good lobby boy, being a concierge someday, being a rich man someday, being a lover someday. Endless advice, endless information that Ralph Fiennes gives the younger character in the movie, and it's all awesome and hilarious and shrewdly funny, and sometimes kind of mean-spirited in other ways, but it all balances out as a mentor that really appreciates the pupil before him. And you'll see, because this story is being told by an older Zero Mustafa, that the effect and the influence of the mentoring really made his life. As the guy who now owns the hotel, Zero is definitely in debt to the start that was given to him by Ralph Fiennes' character, and that whole piece makes this last lesson, because there's so many quotes and so many pieces and parts in this movie where I would run out of lessons listing them all. Definitely the fun character study part that comes out of this. In the end, the Grand Budapest Hotel is a great little caper film, a fun little dark comedy, a great parade of stars and fun little roles. Everyone is having a blast in this movie, acting as the characters they get to be, and it's just a really good thing. If you get a chance to see it, I highly recommend it. It's probably playing more art house than it is mainstream. I know Captain America, the first of the Winter Soldier, will be the one that kind of steals the show, but if you get a chance to see this movie, I don't think you'll be disappointed. And finally, you can catch all of my reviews, all of my editorials, all of these videos, and different things about what I do and how I do it at everymoviehasalesson.com. This is just my second Show Me movie classroom lesson. Thanks for bearing with me between either the bad penmanship, the messed up errors, or just the idea of trying to get all this in one take and in one word. Thank you very much. Have a good night. And like I said last time, don't save me any popcorn.